I'm a part of a reverse migration of people that are moving to Mexico and other lower cost countries to achieve the American dream.
I learned about the digital nomad visa around August of 2020, reading on a website called Total Creation News. It became this little light bulb moment and a goal of mine that I put in the back of my head that the entire rest of this year, I'm going to be working towards getting out by the end of the year. And it'll be Croatia where I go.
I don't necessarily consider myself a digital nomad. I like to tell people I think I'm a global citizen in the sense that New York will always be home, South Africa, Johannesburg will always be home. I just am really enjoying the freedom of being able to work from anywhere.
Stop it, knock it off. The digital nomad, expat, more vacations a year life isn't for you. You're too old, too strapped with responsibilities, too scared, too broke, too feminine? You see these IG and TikTok videos constantly and literally drool over them, but no one, and I mean no one, in these perfectly crafted depictions looks like you. What do I mean? Check this out.
I'm not going to show you the stress of making our flights on time, getting ripped off by our taxi driver, or being severely sleep deprived, because that's not desirable. Basically, I'm here to show you how amazing my life is, but not how you could do it yourself. This is a travel flex.
Welcome to AMS3's Explain series, Why You Can't Travel the World, and live carefree, of course. One of my favorite shows to watch is CNBC's Relocated. Well, that and Millennial Money. You'll see episodes of regular people just like you who've packed up and ditched the States entirely. No more high prices, unnecessary stress, self-doubt, and racism, maybe. But one thing we as viewers often question are the numbers. Let's be clear, content like this is merely an escape for many. We're never really going to take the plunge. We love to see others thrive and kind of cheer them on, so long as we're not made to believe in bullshit.
With business class tickets from Dubai to Monaco costing almost $3,000, Ocean's followers were impressed when she posted a pic of her settling down into a first-class seat. Having posted herself in business class, the influencer made her way to the back of the plane and took her seat in economy. As the picture began to circulate, Ocean turned comments off under the original post, then posted again claiming she had taken multiple flights that day, one of which was in economy.
Don't tell me the glitz and glamour. Meanwhile, mommy and daddy had to wire you a few stacks when you got into trouble. Let's answer the main inquiry. What are the numbers? Look, Hassan, I'm 45 years old with 2 kids, a spouse, but my job is remote since the pandemic started. I'm 25 years old, but earning pennies after moving out of my parents' place and working 2 jobs. I'm retired on a fixed income, but manage to freelance once in a while from my prior work experience. Tell me the facts. Is this stuff truly inspirational or only there to make me envious? I'm not trying to start a new podcast called Broken Bali.
I'm Janet Blazer. I'm 65. I live in Mazatlan, Mexico in a 2-bedroom apartment about half a minute from the beach. My rent is $420 a month, which is about 8,500 pesos. I'm a retired journalist. I still do a little bit of freelance writing here and there, but mostly my time is my own.
Bet, I got you. Let's dive in. Allow me to crush the doubts I introed with earlier: the age, commitments, fear, budget, and gender. First off, in an article literally called "Are You Too Old to Become a Digital Nomad?", NomadTalk.net addresses the fact that digital nomads are often misrepresented in terms of age. Writer Nicholas Bareng speaks to his experience of coming across nomads who were over 30 and most were over 50. He believes older nomads are more low-key about their expeditions and tend to fare better than their younger counterparts, something that doesn't agree with the current climate of portrayals. Nicholas lists common sense reasons older folks handle their lifestyle just fine. Older people have more skills, more cash, stable businesses, and seek other communities. They're able to rely on life's previous challenges, which taught them the resilience needed to overcome on-the-road mishaps and sudden occurrences. Definitely worth the read. Link in description. Next, you've got a barrage of commitments, huh? The kids' age. What about the kids?
So we decided to pack everything and move to Mexico and start living the life that we've been wanting to live for quite a while. My oldest daughter is Vizuri. She is 10 years old. My middle son is Emery. He is 9 years old. And my youngest son is Mkazo. He is 8 years old.
Well, according to FlexJobs.com, a website which speaks to the very nature of traveling and working, 61% of digital nomads are married and 39% are unmarried. 31% of married digital nomads' partners travel with them full-time. 38% travel with them part-time, and 32% don't travel with their partners at all. As far as children, only 26% of digital nomads have children 18 and under. And of those with children, 59% say their children don't travel with them at all.
This is what it's like flying with kids, and they haven't taken a nap.
Might not be your cup of tea, I'm just relaying the data out there. Curious about schooling for nomad kids? For those with children who do travel with their digital nomad parent, the majority are enrolled in public school to meet their educational needs, followed by homeschooling and online schools. Shout out to Bree Weiler-Reynolds for putting all of these facts together. Still scared? Sorry to say, you're more in the minority as time goes by.
I've always had the dream of working online and be able to move abroad and work remotely. So I researched what skills I could learn, and I came across web development, and that's when I started to teach myself how to code, and now I currently work as a web developer.
My name is Olumide Benro. I'm 33 years old. I relocated to Bali, Indonesia. I run a social media marketing agency, and I also run some of the largest conferences virtually and in person for digital nomads.
Google search results for the term digital nomad exploded from 1.3 million in January 2019 to over 56.7 million in January 2022. These numbers are pulled from writer and traveler Mitch at projectuntethered.com. Surveys show 24 million Americans plan on becoming a digital nomad in the next 2 to 3 years, and an additional 41 million Americans say they were considering it. That's a 20% increase in interest since 2020. And that's just what the future holds. In 2019, there were 7.3 million Americans who identified as digital nomads. Between 2019 and 2020, this figure rose by a staggering 49% to 10.9 million. Then in 2021, the number of digital nomads continued surging up to 15.5 million. Mitch writes that a combination of increased flexibility, higher salary expectations, freedom, and the ability to work anywhere in the world are contributing factors. What? Wake up! Am I boring you yet? Log off then. For those still with us, let's venture on. This is an educational channel after all. Okay, fine. Here's a mental break from the dizzying numbers.
Next, we need to introduce you to 1-year-old Briggs Darrington. Now, Briggs may just be a baby, but he is going where no other baby has gone before, into the world of influencing.
That's right, you heard that right. In just 1 year of life, he's traveled to 16 states, taken 45 flights, one that lasted 8 hours. And this is all thanks to his mom, Jess, who's a full-time travel blogger. And Jess says he makes about $1,000 a month in sponsored posts and trips. And one sponsor's even giving the family free diapers and wipes.
Back to business. Now, let's talk salaries and earnings. It doesn't take sponsored posts and free gifts to live like royalty abroad, even briefly. Once again, we're also talking about more frequent vacays made possible via remote work, rather than just nomading about. Your role models don't have to fall from grace like so.
According to the affidavit, he was charged with $30 million worth of fraud. Ramon Abbas, also known as Hush Puppy, was responsible for a number of business email compromise scams.
But what he was most known for was being an Instagram influencer. He built a following of millions of people, and it was always very mysterious where his money actually came from.
$5,000. Don't kill yourself.
I first heard about Ramon Abbas when he was arrested. It was a pretty big international news story. He was arrested in Dubai, and he was very quickly extradited to the US.
While the average personal income in the US is $63,214, with the median income in the US at $44,225, courtesy of Zippia.com, a career expert website. Figure yourself tight with finances, plane tickets not in the budget? Consider this. FlexJobs surveyed over 500 digital nomads about key topics related to their digital nomad career, lifestyle, and work style in September and October 2018. Before the pandemic, sure, but as things stabilize globally again, we're sure to see a robust return.
As soon as I saw this place, I fell in love. My life in Tbilisi is better because I'm able to live a higher quality of life for a fraction of the cost. So this allows me to travel more, spend less time working, because if I was living in the United States, I would have to be working a lot more, and now I'm basically semi-retired.
18% of those surveyed reported making 6 figures or more, and 22% make between 50K and almost 100K, according to the survey. As far as making more or less than in office, 31% make similar amounts of money, and 18% make more money as a digital nomad than when they worked traditionally. 46% reported making less money as a digital nomad.
My name's Mike Swagunski. I'm a 33-year-old from Wildwood, Missouri, and I'm a nomadic entrepreneur that's based in Tbilisi, Georgia. This year, I'm estimated to make around $275,000.
Full disclosure, 32% said they had occasionally received financial support beyond income from an outside source like a friend or family member to help make ends meet. Compare that to Project Untethered's analysis that 44% of American nomads, around 6.8 million people, earn over $75,000 per year, suggesting that even the 56% that are earning less than $75,000 per year are still seeing more cash in their pockets each month thanks to a reduced cost of living. Last but not least, the topic of gender. I'm happy to report no worries in this regard. FlexJobs.com answers the question, who's the typical digital nomad?
My name is Tanisha Cologne Bibb. I'm originally from Harlem, New York, and I recently relocated to Johannesburg, South Africa, where I spend $88 a day to live here. I think most people that found out I was moving to South Africa, they had questions, especially my very close friends. I was moving with a guy that I just met. They're like, how could you live in a completely different country? What are you doing? How do you do it?
To quote their findings, the profile of the average digital nomad is a married female Gen Xer who is an experienced employee working at a company at least 40 hours a week in the writing, education and training, or administrative career fields. She has health insurance, is saving for retirement, and has a bachelor's degree or higher. Seems pretty well-rounded to me. To further quote them, a digital nomad is characterized as a man rather than a woman. Yet according to the survey, 70% of digital nomads are women.
Before moving to Rennes, I had no idea where it was. I didn't know anything about it. But if you're curious, Rennes is in Brittany, France, which is a region. It's in the northwest, kind of close to England. My journey to become a travel blogger was born just out of the fact that I love travel. In 2013, that's when I made a decision that I wanted to travel around the world. But that 1 year turned into 2 years, 3 years. It became a full lifestyle. I'm finally a digital nomad. I'm going to own that title now.
And Project Untethered gathers from its sources that almost 30% of fully remote companies have either women CEOs, founders, or presidents. Compare this to the measly 5.2% of female CEOs in traditional workplaces, and it's no surprise women are choosing the nomadic lifestyle. In wrapping up, let it be known that I'm not a full-time digital nomad myself, nor is this video wholly encouraging you to drop everything and live your remaining years at the baggage carousel. I simply wanted to dig deep into this lifestyle we are all inundated with by travel influencers.
I grew about 15,000 followers just through telling my story about being in debt and coming out of it and the pressures of social media. I'm Lisette, and I racked up $10,000 of debt trying to become an Instagram influencer. I remember anytime I would post travel content, it performed the best. So I spent a lot of money going to places in the Southwest like Austin, Texas, Nashville. I had no actual interest in Nashville. I don't listen to country music, and then I was like, but the Nashville wall is so pretty. I spent about $700 on a plane ticket, and when I went, I took a ton of pictures. Posting something and seeing the ticker of likes and comments, it almost became like an addiction.
I am an avid traveler, however, who is indeed building on his mobile and marketable computer skills, and started this business to share my love of travel and see people transition into freer lifestyles and greater investments within themselves and those they love. Now, we're both more educated about travel culture, maintenance, and sustainability versus filtered photos and narrowed narratives. I highly recommend you to click the article links below, consume the remaining stats on how working virtually can upgrade the way you travel. Very interesting to say the least. And if you're amped up to stamp up without much hype, check out our affiliate partners at ivisa.com. Need your visa, passport, and health declarations done smoothly and securely? Use our custom link. Rather do it yourself? Cool. But they're ready to handle the headache of travel documents for you. Anyway, that's been a breakdown. Happy stamping, y'all. Got a jet.